This is the RK98 keyboard from Royal Kludge. It's my first ever mechanical keyboard, and I've had this for more than a year now. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not a professional tech review. Nothing in this channel will ever be professional or technical. It's just me sharing my user experience from a consumer's perspective. I specifically chose this because of its 100 key layout. I personally need the number pad for work, and of course its color scheme. This is in Venus, which is a beautiful combination of off-white, dark gray, and orange gold keycaps. And I still have my unboxing video from over a year ago. So at that time, it came with 4 spare red switches, USB cable, a keycap or switch puller, and the manual. The body and case is hard plastic. It's quite heavy. It's also a bit bulkier in comparison to my previous non-mechanical keyboard, as you can see here. But I don't really mind the heaviness and bulkiness because I'm not going to carry this everywhere anyway. It has a USB-C port and 2 other USB ports. The height is adjustable to 3 levels. So this is the lowest level, the second level, and the third level. I chose the one with the red switches, by the way, because the blue switches I think would be a bit too clicky and loud for my preference, but I still want that satisfying audio feedback. If you do want to replace the switches, you can also do that because the switches are swappable. I have to say though, as someone new to the mechanical keybs community before, it took me some time to get used to typing on it because I didn't know back then that red switches have a very smooth, responsive feel. So you might want to take note of that if you're still yet to have your first mechanical keyboard. This has 3 modes of connectivity. You can use it via Bluetooth, through the 2.4 GHz connection, and you can also use it wired through its cable. But I've observed when the battery life is fully drained, you can't use the wired mode. You have to charge it for a bit first. And speaking of battery life, you can check that by pressing on function and enter. You might also be curious of how long it can last without charging. It usually lasts me up to 6 weeks, more or less, in wireless mode, but I do have to lower the brightness of the backlight just so that it can reach up to that point. To adjust the brightness, you can press on function and up if you want to make it brighter, and then function and down if you want to make it dimmer. For its backlight, it has 8 color modes, which you can change by pressing on function and delete. And it also has quite a number of backlight effects, which you can change by pressing on function and print screen. You can also change the speed of the effect by pressing on function and right to increase the speed, and function and left to decrease the speed. For over a year of using it, so far there are still no lags or latency when it comes to the output, which is a very good sign. I think it's still as good as new, except for its rubber pads. The original ones did not stick anymore, so I had to replace them. Honestly, this keyboard was worth the purchase, but there are a few things that I think could make the experience a little bit better. It would be great if it came with a keyboard brush or a keyboard cleaner. Another thing, the letters on the keycaps for this color scheme are not transparent. I mean, it's great that we can change the keycaps, but for now, the backlight is just really there for aesthetic. I'm not sure if the transparent keycap letters are available in their black and white keyboard, but hopefully it is for those who want a more minimalist aesthetic. And lastly, some people prefer a volume knob. Personally, I don't mind, but if that's a deal breaker for you, review, just a heads up, there's no volume knob for this model. I hope this review helps in a way. Comment down if you have questions about this keyboard. I'll try my best if I can answer that. Or if you already have this model, let me know your thoughts about this so that it could also help others decide on their purchase. See you in my next one. Bye!